Lisa Martinez wiped the sweat from her forehead as she guided the Iron Rose through the asteroid belt. The mining ship groaned under the weight of precious metals in its cargo hold. 3 weeks of hard work, but it would pay for Ganny's school fees for the next year. Her 12-year-old son wanted to study engineering, just like his father had before the accident. The ship's communication system crackled to life. Static filled the cabin, then silence. Lisa frowned and tried to contact New Haven Colony. Nothing. The radio should work fine at this distance. She was only 6 hours out from home. "Come on, Danny," she whispered to herself. "Pick up the cum." Every week, Danny would wait for her call when she came back from mining runs. He would tell her about school, about the games he played with other kids, about the books he read. Lisa lived for those calls during the long, lonely weeks in space. Still, no answer. Lisa pushed the engines harder. The Iron Rose was an old ship, built for cargo hauling, not speed. But she had worked on every bolt and wire herself. The ship responded like a faithful dog, giving her everything it had got as she cleared the asteroid field. Lisa saw smoke. Black clouds drifted through space where New Haven should be shining with lights. Her heart stopped. The colony was burning. She hit the emergency boost. The engine screamed in protest, but the Iron Rose shot forward. Lisa's hands shook as she tried the radio again and again. Only static answered her calls. The colony grew larger on her screen. Buildings lay in ruins. The central dome, where 5,000 people lived and worked, had a massive hole torn through its side. Ships floated dead in space around the colony. Some were twisted metal. Others were just gone. Lisa docked at what remained of Bay 7. Her boots echoed on the metal deck as she ran through empty corridors. Emergency lights flickered red. The air tasted of smoke and fear. "Danny," she called out. Her voice bounced. Off the walls. No answer. She found the first body near the school section. Mrs. Peterson, who taught math to the younger kids. Lisa had to look away. Whatever had killed the old woman had not been kind. More bodies lay scattered through the corridors. Lisa recognized faces. Mr. Johnson from the market. The Kelly twins who worked in hydroponics. People she had known for years. People who had watched Danny grow up. A sound made her freeze. Footsteps, slow and careful. Lisa pulled out her mining laser and crept toward the noise. She found Mary Webb hiding in a supply closet. The woman was shaking so hard she could barely stand. Her clothes were torn and bloody. "Mary," Lisa whispered. "What happened here?" Mary looked up with wild eyes. "They came from the sky," she said. "Big ships, dark as night. We never saw them." "Coming? Who came?" "Not human," Mary said. She grabbed Lisa's arm with surprising strength. They were tall, covered in scales, eyes like a snake. They moved so fast. Lisa helped Mary to her feet. "Where is everyone? Where are the children?" Mary started to cry. "They took them. The creatures, they came looking for the young ones. They had machines that could tell how old people were. They only wanted the children." "Where's Danny?" Lisa's voice cracked. "Mary, where is my son?" "They loaded all the kids onto their ships," Mary said. "Danny fought them. He was so brave, but they were too strong. They put him in a cage with the others and flew away." Lisa felt the world spin around her. Danny was gone. Her little boy, who still slept with a stuffed bear, who was afraid of thunderstorms, had been taken by monsters. "How long ago?" she asked. 2 days, Mary said. "Maybe 3. Time moves strange when you're hiding." Lisa pulled Mary through the ruined colony. They found 6 other survivors hiding in the lower levels. All adults. All of them told the same story. The aliens had come without warning. They had killed anyone who fought back. But they had taken every child they could find. Old Pete Rodriguez, who ran the repair shop, had seen the ships leave. "Headed toward the Kethran system," he said. That's what they called themselves, The Kethran. I heard them talking in our language. They learned fast. Lisa knew the Kethran system. It was 40 light years away, deep in space that no human had ever explored. If Danny was there, he might as well be on the other side of the galaxy. She gathered the survivors and got them onto the Iron Rose. They needed medical help and food. But even as she took care of them, Lisa's mind was working. The aliens had taken children. They had a reason. And if they wanted the children alive, Danny might still be breathing. As the Iron Rose limped toward the nearest human outpost, Mary sat beside Lisa in the pilot's seat. "The military will come," Mary said. "They'll hunt down these creatures." Lisa shook her head. "The military fights wars. They think about big pictures and strategies. They won't risk soldiers to save a few kids. So what will you do?" Lisa looked out at the stars. Somewhere among them, her son was scared and alone. The smart thing would be to let the authorities handle it. The safe thing would be to accept that Danny was probably dead. But Lisa had never been smart or safe. She was a mining ship captain who had clawed her way up from nothing. She had raised a son by herself after her husband died. She had survived in the cold emptiness of space for years. "I'm going to get him back," she said. Mary stared at her. "Lisa, you can't fight an entire alien race by yourself. Watch me." The Iron Rose continued toward human space, carrying its cargo of survivors and one very angry mother. Behind them, New Haven Colony drifted cold and dead among the stars. Ahead lay an impossible mission that any sane person would call suicide. Lisa Martinez had never been accused of being sane. She was just a mother who wanted her child back. And she would burn down the galaxy to make it happen. The stars seemed to pulse with her heartbeat as she began to plan. The Kethran had made a mistake when they took Danny. They had awakened something in Lisa that she had never known existed. A fury that ran deeper than space itself. Let them have their advanced ships and superior weapons. Let them have their empire and their armies. Lisa had something they could never understand. She had the love of a mother for her child, and that love would be enough to start a war. Lisa sat in the cargo bay of the Iron Rose, watching Sam Carter work on the ship's engines. Sam had been her friend for 10 years. He was the best mechanic she knew, and right now she needed the best. "You're crazy," Sam said, not looking up from the engine parts scattered around him. "You know that, right?" "Tell me something I don't know," Lisa replied. Sam wiped his hands on a greasy rag. "Lisa, these Kethran have destroyed 3 star systems. They have ships that can turn planets into dust. And you want to fight them with a mining vessel?" "I want to get my son back," Lisa said. "If that means fighting them, then yes." Sam stood up and faced her. "I've been thinking about this for 3 days. If we're really going to do this insane thing, we need help, real help." Lisa had been thinking the same thing. The Iron Rose was tough, but it was built for hauling rocks, not fighting wars. "What kind of help?" "There's a woman named Amanda Foster," Sam said. "She's a scientist. Works for the government, but not officially. She studies alien technology." "How do you know about her?" Sam smiled sadly. "My brother worked with her before. The Kethran killed him. He told me she was brilliant. Said she could make miracles happen with alien tech." Lisa felt a spark of hope. "Where is she?" "Hidden base on Titan. She's been studying pieces of Kethran's ships that got shot down. If anyone knows how to fight them, it's her." 2 days later, Lisa and Sam stood in a secret laboratory buried deep under Titan's frozen surface. Dr. Amanda Foster was younger than Lisa had expected, maybe 35, with short brown hair and tired eyes. "Your friend Sam told me what happened," Amanda said. "I'm sorry about your son. But I have to ask, why should I help you get yourself killed?" Lisa looked around the lab. Pieces of alien technology covered every surface. Strange metals that seemed to shift color in the light. Computer screens showing alien writing that hurt to look at. Because you're the only person who might know how to beat them, Lisa said. Amanda laughed, but there was no humor in it. Beat them? Lady, I've been studying these creatures for 2 years. They're not just advanced, they're perfect. Every piece of their technology works exactly as designed. No waste, no flaws, no weaknesses. Everything has weaknesses, Lisa said, not the Kethran. Amanda picked up a piece of alien metal. Look at this. It's stronger than our best steel, lighter than aluminum, and it repairs itself when damaged. Their ships are living things. They grow instead of being built. Sam stepped forward. But you keep studying them. Why? Amanda was quiet for a long moment. Because I lost someone too, my daughter. She was visiting the Centauri colonies when they attacked. She was 8 years old. Lisa felt the pain in Amanda's voice. It matched the hurt in her own heart. Then help me. Help me find our children. They're not taking children randomly, Amanda said. I've been tracking the attacks. They target specific age groups. Always between 6 and 15. Always healthy kids. Why? Lisa asked. Amanda pulled up a holographic display showing human DNA. Because human children are adaptable. More than any other species we've encountered. Adult humans are set in their ways, but kids can survive almost anything. They can eat foods that would poison adults. They can breathe air that would kill grown-ups. They can adapt to gravity that would crush us. What do the aliens want with that? Sam asked. I think they're terraforming, Amanda said. Changing planets to suit their needs. But the process is dangerous. They need test subjects who can survive in hostile environments. Human children are perfect for that. Lisa felt sick. So Danny is being used as a lab rat. Maybe, but that means he's valuable to them. They'll keep him alive as long as he's useful. Amanda led them deeper into the lab. I've been monitoring Kethran communications. They're not as secure as they think. I've learned some things. She showed them a map of local space. Red dots marked Kethran-controlled systems. They have a supply line. Ships that carry prisoners and materials between their worlds. One of those ships is carrying children to their main base. Where? Lisa asked. A system they call Kethmer. It's their fortress world, 43 light years from here. Lisa studied the map. The supply route passed through several empty systems. Places where a small ship might be able to hide and watch. When's the next transport? She asked. Amanda checked her computer. 6 days. A ship called the Devourer will be carrying prisoners from the outer colonies to Kethmer. How many guards? Unknown. But Lisa, even if you could board that ship, you'd be outnumbered 1,000 to 1. Then I better be smart about it. Amanda stared at her. You're really going to try this? I'm going to succeed at this. Over the next 3 days, Amanda helped Lisa and Sam modify the Iron Rose. They installed Kethran shield generators taken from crashed ships. They added stealth systems that would hide the ship from alien sensors. They even mounted a small weapon that fired modified mining charges. It's not much, Amanda admitted, but it might give you a chance. Lisa learned everything she could about Kethran technology and tactics. The aliens were incredibly organized. They followed precise schedules and detailed plans. They never acted without orders from their superiors. That's their weakness, Lisa realized. They can't think for themselves. What do you mean? Sam asked. They're programmed like computers. They follow patterns. But humans don't work that way. We do crazy things. We make mistakes that turn out to be brilliant. We break rules. Amanda nodded slowly. You might be right. In every battle report I've read, the Kethran are confused when humans do unexpected things. They expect logical behavior. Good, Lisa said. Because I'm about to do something completely illogical. On the fourth day, Jake Sullivan arrived at the base. Lisa knew him from her military days before she became a miner. He was a commander now, working for Earth Defense Force. "Lisa, you need to stop this," he said. "We're planning a major offensive against the Kethran. Your little rescue mission could ruin everything." "I don't care about your offensive," Lisa said. "I care about my son. One child isn't worth risking the entire war effort." Lisa grabbed Jake by the shirt. "That one child is worth everything to me. If you won't help him, then get out of my way." Jake looked at her for a long moment. "You always were stubborn. Fine, but I can't give you official support." "I don't want official support. I want information." Jake sighed. "What kind of information?" "Ship movements. Kethran patrol routes. Anything that might help me intercept that transport." "That's classified. Then unclassify it. Or I'll steal it." Jake knew Lisa well enough to believe her threat. "I'll see what I can do." The next morning, Lisa found detailed star charts and enemy patrol schedules on her ship's computer. Jake had come through for her, even if he couldn't admit it. Amanda gave Lisa a small device that looked like a metal bracelet. "This will translate Kethran language," she said. "It's not perfect, but it might help you understand what they're saying." Sam finished the last modifications to the Iron Rose. "She's ready," he said. "Uglier than before, but ready." Lisa looked at her ship. It was still a cargo hauler, but now it had teeth. More importantly, it had purpose. "Let's go get our kids back," she said. The Iron Rose lifted off from Titan and headed toward the outer systems. Lisa sat in the pilot's seat, her hands steady on the controls. Behind her, Sam worked on final system checks. Ahead of them lay the unknown, but Lisa wasn't afraid. She was a mother on a mission, and nothing in the galaxy was going to stop her from bringing Danny home. The Iron Rose drifted in the shadow of a dead asteroid, its engines cold and silent. Lisa watched her scanner screen as the massive Kethran transport ship approached. The vessel was 3 times larger than any human ship she had ever seen, its dark hull covered in strange patterns that seemed to move in the starlight. "There she is," Sam whispered. "The Devourer." Lisa's heart pounded as she studied the alien ship. Somewhere inside that metal beast, human children were trapped. Maybe Danny was among them. She had to believe he was. "Remember the plan," she told Sam. "We get in fast, find the prisoners, and get out before they know what hit them." "And if the plan goes wrong?" Lisa checked her weapons one more time. "Then we improvise." The Devourer moved slowly through space, following the exact route Amanda had predicted. The Kethran never changed their schedules. They were creatures of habit, and that would be their downfall today. Lisa waited until the transport passed the asteroid field, then fired up the Iron Rose's engines. The modified mining ship accelerated toward the alien vessel, its new stealth systems hiding it from their sensors. "Docking in 30 seconds, Lisa said. The Iron Rose attached itself to the Devourer's hull with magnetic clamps. Lisa and Sam put on their spacesuits and grabbed their weapons. The mining laser Lisa carried had been modified to work as a cutting tool and a weapon. "Cutting through their hull now," Sam said. The laser burned through the alien metal like it was paper. The Kethran had strong ships, but they had never faced human mining equipment before. Within minutes, Lisa and Sam were inside the transport. The corridors were dark and warm. Strange smells filled the air. The walls seemed to pulse like they were alive. Lisa remembered what Amanda had said about Kethran ships being grown instead of built. "This way," Lisa whispered. Following the map Amanda had given her, they moved through the ship like ghosts. The translation device on Lisa's wrist picked up alien voices, but they sounded confused. The Kethran knew something was wrong, but they didn't know what. Lisa found the first prison cell 5 minutes later. Inside were 20 human children, all between 8 and 14 years old. They were scared, but alive. None of them was Danny. "Who are you?" asked a girl who couldn't have been more than 10. "I'm here to take you home," Lisa said. "All of you. Stay quiet and follow me." She cut through the cell's lock with her laser. The children filed out, holding hands to stay together. Lisa's heart broke looking at their frightened faces. They had been prisoners for weeks, maybe months. "Where are the other children?" Lisa asked the oldest boy. "Different cells," he said. "Some went to the special room." The alien said they were special. Lisa felt cold. "What special room?" "Down below, where they do the tests." Sam appeared beside her. "Lisa, we need to move. I'm hearing more voices. They're starting to search for us." Lisa looked at the 20 children, then at the corridor leading deeper into the ship. She could take these kids and run, or she could risk all their lives looking for Danny and the others. "Sam, get these children to the ship," she said. "What about you?" "I'm going to find my son." Sam grabbed her arm. "Lisa, we don't have time. Make time. I'm not leaving without Danny." Lisa ran deeper into the transport while Sam led the rescued children toward the iron rows. The ship's corridors got stranger as she went down. The walls glowed with a sick green light. The air got thicker and harder to breathe. She found the laboratory 3 levels down. Through a window in the door, she could see human children connected to alien machines. The children were unconscious, their bodies covered in sensors and tubes. Lisa's translation device picked up voices inside the lab. 2 Kethran scientists were discussing their experiments. They were testing how much radiation human children could survive, how long they could breathe toxic air, how well they adapted to alien diseases. Lisa wanted to be sick, but she forced herself to stay focused. She could see 8 children in the lab. One of them had dark hair like Danny's. She cut through the lab door and stepped inside. The 2 alien scientists turned toward her, their snake-like eyes wide with surprise. They were tall and thin, covered in dark scales, with long fingers that ended in claws. One of them said something in their language. Lisa's device translated it as, "How did a breeding animal get here?" "I'm not an animal," Lisa said, raising her laser. "I'm a mother looking for her child." The aliens looked confused. They had probably never seen an angry human mother before. That confusion gave Lisa the seconds she needed. She fired her laser at the first alien. The beam caught it in the chest and dropped it to the floor. The second alien reached for an alarm, but Lisa was faster. Her second shot put it down too. Lisa ran to the children connected to the machines. She found the boy with dark hair and turned him over. It wasn't Danny. Her heart sank, but she kept looking. The third child she checked was a girl with blonde hair. Lisa recognized her from New Haven Colony. Sally Peterson, whose grandmother had taught math. Behind Sally was another boy, and behind him, Danny, Lisa whispered. Her son was unconscious, connected to alien machines by tubes and wires. His face was pale, but he was breathing. Lisa had never been so happy to see anyone in her life. She began disconnecting the machines. The other children started to wake up as she freed them from the alien devices. "Mom?" Danny's voice was weak but real. "I'm here, baby," Lisa said, tears streaming down her face. "I'm here." "I knew you'd come," Danny whispered. "I told the others. My mom would come for us." Lisa helped Danny sit up. He was weak but could walk. The other children were in similar condition. They had been used as test subjects, but they were survivors. "Can you all walk?" Lisa asked. The children nodded. They were scared and hurt, but they were tough. Human children always were. Lisa led them out of the laboratory and toward the upper levels. But as they reached the main corridor, alarms began blaring throughout the ship. Red lights flashed, and Lisa heard the sound of running feet. "They found us," Danny said. Lisa checked her weapon. Half power left. Not enough for a long fight. "Stay behind me," she told the children. "Whatever happens, stay together." They ran through the corridors as Kethran soldiers searched for them. Lisa could hear the aliens talking on their communication systems. They were organizing a hunt. The breeding animals had escaped, and they wanted them back. But the Kethran made a mistake. They assumed Lisa would run toward the nearest exit. Instead, she led the children deeper into the ship, using maintenance tunnels that the aliens didn't expect humans to find. 20 minutes later, Lisa and the children reached the Iron Rose. Sam had the rescued children from the first cell already aboard. When he saw Lisa with Danny and the others, he smiled for the first time in days. "Everyone on board," Lisa said. "We're leaving." As the Iron Rose detached from the Devourer, the alien transport finally realized what had happened. But it was too late. The human ship was already accelerating away, carrying its precious cargo of rescued children. Lisa sat in the pilot's seat with Danny beside her. Her son was weak and scared, but he was alive. That was all that mattered. "Where are we going, Mom?" Danny asked. Lisa looked at the stars ahead of them. Behind them, the Devourer was trying to follow, but the Iron Rose was faster and harder to track. "Home," she said. "We're going home." But even as she said it, Lisa knew things had changed. She had just attacked a Kethran military transport and rescued dozens of their prisoners. The aliens would not ignore that. They would come looking for her. The hunt had begun, but now Lisa wasn't just the hunter. She was also the prey. 3 months after the rescue, Lisa stood on the bridge of a human battleship watching the stars. The Iron Rose sat in the ship's cargo bay, too small now for what Lisa had become. She was no longer just a mining captain looking for her son. She had become something the Kethran feared. "Another colony has been freed," Commander Jake Sullivan said, walking up beside her. "The rebels on Kepler 452 used your tactics. Hit fast, save the children, disappear before the aliens could respond." Lisa nodded but didn't smile. "How many children did they save?" 200. "All because you showed them it could be done." Across human space, resistance groups were copying Lisa's methods. Small ships attacking large transports. Surprise raids on prison facilities. Rescue missions that the Kethran couldn't predict or stop. The aliens were getting frustrated. Their perfect system was breaking down because humans refused to act logically. Danny walked onto the bridge, looking healthier than he had in months. The alien experiments had left him weak, but human doctors were helping him recover. He was taller now, and his eyes held knowledge that no 12-year-old should have. "Mom, Dr. Foster wants to see you," he said. Lisa found Amanda in the ship's laboratory, studying alien technology as always. But this time, her face showed excitement instead of frustration. "I've been analyzing the data we got from the transport ship," Amanda said. "I found something interesting." She pulled up a holographic display showing Kethran DNA. "Look at this. Every alien we've studied has almost identical genetic patterns. They're not just similar, they're practically clones." "What does that mean?" Lisa asked. "It means they have no genetic diversity. They're all the same. That makes them predictable, but it also makes them vulnerable." Amanda changed the display to show a computer virus. "I've been working on this for weeks. It's designed to attack their genetic uniformity. Not to kill them, but to disrupt their neural pathways. You want to make them sick? I want to make them unable to follow orders. Their entire society is based on hierarchy and obedience. If they can't receive or obey commands, their empire will collapse." Lisa studied the virus data. "How do we deliver it?" "That's the problem. We need to get it into their central command system on Kethmer. The virus will spread through their communication networks to every ship and base they have. Kethmer is their fortress world. It's surrounded by defensive fleets. I know. That's why I need you to do something crazy again." Before Lisa could answer, alarms began blaring throughout the ship. Jake's voice came over the intercom. "All hands to battle stations. We have incoming Kethran ships." Lisa ran to the bridge and looked at the tactical display. 12 alien warships were approaching fast. At their head was a vessel larger than any Kethran ship they had seen before. "That's a command ship," Jake said. "Someone important is aboard." The lead ship sent a communication request. Jake looked at Lisa. "They're asking for you specifically. Put them through." The screen flickered, and Lisa found herself looking at a Kethran unlike any she had seen before. This one was larger than the others, with silver scales instead of dark ones. Its eyes held intelligence and something like curiosity. "I am Warlord Zexhai," the alien said. Lisa's translation device made its voice sound cold and mechanical. "You are the human female who has been disrupting our operations. I'm Lisa Martinez. And yes, I've been disrupting your operations. You are an interesting puzzle," Zexhai said. "Our behavioral models cannot predict your actions. You act against your own survival instincts. You risk everything for offspring that are not genetically optimal. This is illogical. Love isn't logical," Lisa said. "That's something you'll never understand," Zexhai tilted its head. "Love. We have studied this human emotion. It appears to be a malfunction in your neural programming. It's what makes us strong. It makes you weak. Emotional attachments lead to poor decision-making." Lisa smiled coldly. "Then why are you here? Why send 12 ships to capture one human female?" For the first time, Zexhai seemed uncertain. "You have become a symbol to your species. Your irrational behavior inspires others to act irrationally. This threatens the stability of our empire." "Good. I offer you a bargain," Zexhai said. "Surrender yourself to us, and we will return your offspring unharmed. Continue to resist, and we will destroy every human colony until your species learns to obey." Lisa looked at Danny, who had followed her to the bridge. Her son's face was determined, not afraid. "Don't do it, Mom," Danny said. "They're lying. They'll never let us go." Lisa turned back to Zexhai. "I have a counter-offer. Leave human space forever, and I won't destroy your empire." The alien warlord made a sound that might have been laughter. "You threaten us. You have one ship. We have thousands." "I have something you don't," Lisa said. "I have nothing left to lose." She cut the communication and turned to Jake. "How long until they're in weapons range?" 10 minutes. Lisa ran to the cargo bay where the Iron Rose waited. Sam was already there, checking the ship's systems. "Time to go?" he asked. "Time to go. But this time, we're not running." Lisa uploaded Amanda's virus into the Iron Rose's computer system. Then she loaded the ship with every explosive they had. Mining charges, torpedo warheads, even emergency fuel cells that would burn like small suns. Danny tried to follow her onto the ship, but Lisa stopped him. "Not this time," she said. "This is too dangerous." "You're not going without me," Danny said. "We're a team." Lisa knelt down and hugged her son. "I need you to be safe. I need you to grow up and have a normal life." "My life stopped being normal when they took me," Danny said. "I'm coming with you." Lisa looked into her son's eyes and saw herself. The same stubborn determination. The same refusal to give up. She realized that Danny wasn't a little boy anymore. The aliens had taken that away from him, but they had also made him stronger. "Okay," she said. "But you do exactly what I tell you." The Iron Rose launched from the cargo bay as the Kethran ships opened fire. Laser beams lit up space around them. But Lisa flew her ship like she was dodging asteroids in a mining field. "They're trying to disable us, not destroy us," Sam said. "They want us alive. That's their mistake." Lisa flew straight at Zexhai's command ship. The alien vessel was massive, covered in weapons and armor. But Lisa knew something the Kethran didn't. She knew where their ships were weakest. The Iron Rose slammed into command ship's docking bay. Lisa had planned to crash through their defenses, But something unexpected happened. The ship's automated systems grabbed the iron rose and pulled it inside. "They want to capture us," Danny said. "Perfect," Lisa replied. "That's exactly what I was hoping for." As Kethran soldiers surrounded the iron rose, Lisa activated Amanda's virus. The alien ship's computer systems began downloading the virus, thinking it was normal data from the captured human vessel. Within minutes, the virus was spreading through the command ship's networks. From there, it would jump to every other ship in the fleet, and then to the entire Kethran communication system. Lisa looked at her son as alien soldiers cut through their ship's hull. "Ready for one more adventure?" Danny smiled, and for a moment he looked like the little boy she remembered. "Ready, Mom." The Kethran Empire was about to learn what happened when you made a human mother angry. And Lisa Martinez was very, very angry. Kethran soldiers dragged Lisa and Danny through the corridors of Zexai's command ship. The aliens moved with military precision, but Lisa noticed something strange. Some of them stumbled slightly. Others seemed confused about which direction to go. The virus was working. "Take them to the holding cells," ordered a Kethran officer. But halfway there, the officer stopped and looked around as if he had forgotten something important. Lisa exchanged glances with Danny. Her son nodded slightly. He had noticed it too. They were thrown into a cell with thick metal walls. Through a small window, Lisa could see the stars and the other ships in Zexai's fleet. Some of the vessels were drifting out of formation. Their perfect military order was breaking down. "How long before the virus spreads to all their ships?" Danny asked quietly. "Amanda said 6 hours," Lisa replied. "But it's moving faster than she expected." The cell door opened, and Warlord Zexai entered with 2 guards. The alien warlord moved more slowly than before, and his eyes seemed less focused. "You have done something to my ships," Zexai said. "My crew reports equipment failures across the fleet." "Equipment doesn't fail," Lisa said. "People do. Explain." Lisa stood up and faced the alien leader. "Your people are breaking down. They can't follow orders anymore. Your perfect system is crashing." Zexai's scales seemed to darken. "Impossible. The Kethran are genetically superior. We do not break down. Everyone breaks down eventually, even machines." One of Zexai's guards suddenly sat down on the floor, looking confused. The other guard stared at his weapon as if he had never seen it before. "What is happening to them?" Zexai demanded. "They're becoming individuals," Lisa said. "For the first time in their lives, they're thinking for themselves instead of just following orders." Zexai grabbed Lisa by the throat with his clawed hand. "Fix this, or I will kill your offspring." "You can't fix evolution," Lisa said calmly. "This is what happens when a species learns to think." The warlord's communication device buzzed. A voice spoke in the Kethran language, but Lisa's translator picked up the words. Ships throughout the fleet were reporting the same problems. Crew members were refusing orders. Some were asking questions they had never asked before. Others were just sitting down and staring at nothing. "Sir," said one of the guards, speaking slowly as if the words were new to him, "why do we follow orders?" Zexai spun around to face the guard. "Because I command it." "But why do you command it?" the guard asked. "Who gave you the right?" Zexai raised his weapon, but before he could fire, alarms began blaring throughout the ship. Through the cell window, Lisa could see explosions in space. Human ships were appearing from hyperspace, attacking the confused Kethran fleet. "The cavalry has arrived," Danny said with a grin. Jake Sullivan's voice came over the ship's communication system. "This is the Earth Defense Force. Surrender now, and you will not be harmed." But the Kethran couldn't surrender. Their officers were too confused to give orders, and their soldiers were too busy discovering free will to follow them anyway. Lisa heard footsteps in the corridor. Sam Carter appeared at the cell door with a cutting torch. "Miss me?" he asked. Burning through the lock. How did you find us? Lisa asked. Followed the trail of confused aliens, Sam said. Your virus is working better than expected. Half their fleet is just drifting in space. They ran through the ship's corridors, dodging Kethran soldiers who seemed more interested in asking existential questions than stopping escaping prisoners. The virus had hit the alien crew like a mental earthquake, destroying their ability to function as a collective unit. Lisa found HFY on the bridge, standing alone among his confused crew. The warlord was the only one still trying to maintain order, but his commands fell on deaf ears. This is not possible, HFY said when he saw Lisa. We are the superior species. We are meant to rule. You were never superior, Lisa said. You were just organized. But organization without thought is just slavery. We brought order to chaos. We conquered worlds. You conquered because you couldn't imagine any other way to live. But now your people are learning that there are other choices. Around them, Kethran crew members were sitting on the floor, talking to each other in ways they had never talked. Before, they were asking questions about their lives, their purpose, their empire. Questions that had no easy answers. One young Kethran approached HFY hesitantly. Sir, I have been wondering, why do we take children from other species? HFY stared at the soldier as if he were speaking an alien language. Because it serves the Empire. But why does the Empire need to hurt children? HFY had no answer. For the first time in his life, he was being asked to explain. Something he had never questioned. Lisa walked over to the ship's communication system. This is Lisa Martinez. I'm broadcasting to all Kethran ships and bases. Your empire is finished. Not because we destroyed it, but because your people are finally free to think for themselves. She looked at HFY. You can try to rebuild your empire. You can try to force your people back into slavery. Or you can learn to live in a galaxy where everyone has choices. The warlord's shoulders sagged. Around him, his crew continued their quiet conversations, discovering concepts like friendship, curiosity, and hope for the first time in their lives. 6 months later, Lisa stood in the rebuilt colony of New Haven, watching Danny play with other children. Her son was still different from before his capture. He was more serious, more aware of the galaxy's dangers. But he was also stronger and more confident. The Kethran Empire had collapsed within weeks of the virus spreading through their networks. Without their rigid hierarchy, their civilization had reorganized into thousands of small communities. Some were peaceful. Others were still figuring out what freedom meant. Many former Kethran soldiers had become explorers, driven by curiosity. They had never been allowed to feel before. They discovered art, music, and literature. They learned to ask questions instead of just following orders. HFY himself had requested asylum on Earth. The former warlord spent his days in a research facility, trying to understand concepts like love, friendship, and family. It was slow work, but he was learning. Mom, Danny called out, running over to her. Dr. Foster wants to show us something. Amanda appeared with a datapad in her hand. I've been monitoring Kethran space, she said. The transformation is remarkable. They're developing art, philosophy, even music. It's like watching an entire species grow up. Any word from the outer systems? Lisa asked. That's what I wanted to tell you. Our deep space sensors have detected something beyond Kethran territory. Ships moving toward the galaxy. Big ones. Lisa felt a chill. More aliens? Different aliens. The Kethran weren't running from nothing when they invaded human space. They were running from something else. Danny looked up at his mother. Does that mean more trouble? Lisa ruffled her son's hair. Probably, but if it comes, we'll handle it. Humans are good at handling trouble. Will you fight them like you fought the Kethran? Lisa thought about that. Only if they threaten our children. But maybe we can find a better way. Maybe we can teach them what we taught the Kethran. What's that? that love is stronger than fear, that families are worth fighting for, and that sometimes the best way to win a war is to help your enemies remember how to be people. Lisa looked up at the stars, where human and former Kethrin ships now traveled together. Her impossible mission to save one child had changed the galaxy, but she knew her real victory wasn't ending an empire or freeing alien slaves. Her real victory was simple. Danny was home, safe and free to grow up in a universe where love mattered more than power, and that was all any mother could ask. 4.